Today we're taking a look at an Apple iMac from late 2006, and the customer dropped this off and told me they have some pictures of their kids from when they were little, and they really want to save those, but they don't want to send this off or take it to the Apple store or anything like that. So I'm going to give this a shot, see if I can get it to boot up. If I can't get it to boot up, I'm going to see what we can do to get to the hard drive, and then see if we can actually recover the data. And for this thing being 20 years old, it's in excellent shape. So after getting it hooked up, it would go to the Apple logo, and then it would load, and then it would just reboot and do the same thing over and over again. So unfortunately, we're going to have to open this up, and surely it can't be that bad. Luckily, there's an iFixit guide on how to open this thing up. So we're going to start with step 1, which is opening the access door to get access to the RAM. And that will allow us to move on to step 2 to actually pop open the screen and get inside of the iMac. I've got the next set of steps here up on the screen, and I really think you should follow the iFixit guide if you're doing this yourself. But I want you to think about right to repair when you're looking at this. This is a 20-year-old Apple product, and it's still an absolute pain to get into. It's only gotten worse over time. So this is what people are talking about, where if you don't know any better, you're just like, well, it's probably not that hard to get into. And yeah, it really isn't all that difficult, but at the end of the day, if you really, really needed to get to this data and you didn't have a way for someone else to get to it, and you took it to Apple, would they even work on it for being so old? How much would they even charge you to look at it? So that's just stuff to think about. But anyways, I'll get off my soapbox and continue on with the project. And the next steps here, we are lifting up protective shielding from the bottom of the screen. There are 2 screws that hold the connector from the screen into the motherboard, so we'll go ahead and remove those and then pull that straight out. And once we do that, there are some additional security screws on the left and right side of the screen. We'll go ahead and get those out of the way, and then we can actually lift up the screen and get inside, and we're getting closer to the actual data. Once we have the screen lifted up, we can unplug the inverter cable. Then we can actually unscrew the screws holding the hard drive in place. There may or may not be a sensor on the hard drive. We'll go ahead and unplug that. And then we can pull the hard drive out, remove the SATA cables that are plugged in, and start the data recovery process. And while this thing looked very, very clean on the outside, it is very, very dusty on the inside. So we'll go ahead and remove the dust from the hard drive. And then we're going to take this thing outside and blow the dust out. And then we'll move on to getting the hard drive hooked up to the PC, and we will go from there. And although there was quite a bit of dust, after just using this blower, you can see this thing practically looks brand new. So once I've got the hard drive hooked up to a transfer kit, I'm going to use HFS Explorer, which is free, and I'm going to go through step by step of how to actually get to the data. So once I've got the drive hooked up, I can go into disk management, and I can see the drive is showing up, but I still can't get to the data. So we need to download HFS Explorer. And this does require you to download Java and install that. So once that's done, you just go to the HFS Explorer website, get that downloaded, and then we can actually open it up and get into the process. So once you're in HFS Explorer, you're going to want to go to File, Load File System from Device, and the auto detect functionality should work. But if it doesn't, you just want to find the disk that you're looking for. And once that's done, you can see I can actually see the file structure of the Mac. So I'm going to go down to the users folder, and I'm going to have to blur a lot of this out, but you just have to trust me that I actually did find the data. And essentially what you want to do there is once you find the folder you're looking for or folders that you're looking for, you can right click on them and extract the data. And then you want to find a section on your PC to back up the data. So I'm just going to make a folder on a separate drive, and then I'm going to click extract here and let it go through the process. And you may get a pop-up about symbolic links. I just click yes on this and let it do its thing. And now the data recovery process has started. So this may take a lot of time depending on how old the drive is, but there's also a quiet mode so you can skip prompts and do all the extra stuff. But yeah, basically just let that run. And once it's done, you'll be able to open up those files, copy them somewhere else. I actually copied these over to a flash drive and gave it back to the customer along with the original hard drive. And they were elated to see that they got their data, and that's pretty much it. So I didn't actually end up keeping this iMac. I don't have a lot of nostalgia for Apple products. I didn't grow up with a lot of money, so to me, they were kind of always out of the scope of what we could get. And honestly, just from what I always heard and being more into PC gaming, I wasn't ever really all that excited about them. But I do know some folks love Apple products, and I don't knock them for that. I think they're okay. But at the end of the day, they're a pain in the butt to get into. They're a pain in the butt to repair. And yeah, but anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I won't get on my soapbox again and go over all that stuff. But I appreciate everyone so far that has liked and subscribed and shared and everything like that. It really does make a huge difference. And I'm really trying to get over the 1,000 subscriber mark, so if you could help me do that, I would be tremendously indebted to you. And yeah, thanks again for watching all my videos and engaging, and I will see you in the next one.